Everyone is talking about AI recently and the hype is at its all-time high. Unsurprisingly, there are more people interested in AI and there's even more people interested in studying AI. I, for one, is among those who choose to study AI and in no other country than Germany. In this video, I'm going to explain my experience of studying AI in Germany. So I'm originally from Cameroon, a small country in Central Africa, and I have been studying artificial intelligence for more than a year, 3 semesters to be exact. And to say that it is not what I expected will be an understatement. Let me give a little bit of context here. I originally studied computer science in Cameroon for 3 years, so I was almost done with my bachelor degrees, but then I decided to actually not finish the degree and study AI. Why? I'll explain. The idea when I started computer science was computers are the future. So why not study computer science and become a programmer or an engineer, a software engineer? I never had a computer growing up, so having one was always a dream, and being able to work on it all day long was my lifelong goal. And now I even have 2 of them and it doesn't really matter. The point is, when I started studying computer science, it was the opportunities that it actually provided, and everyone that was half smart was actually encouraged to study computer science in my country. And so I did. But then out of nowhere, everyone is talking about artificial intelligence and how it's going to replace programmers and software engineers. And I was like, wait, hold up. Is my dream already obsolete? What happened? So I figured, okay, why not actually also ride the wave of AI? If programming and computer science will be obsolete in the near future, or let's say in the far future, for a little bit of optimism here, then why not ride the wave of AI? It's not that far from computer science and it's actually related. So I decided to ride the wave of AI, except I actually could not study artificial intelligence in my home country. So I started looking, where can I study AI? And it was actually a very easy decision because I only had one criteria: free education and cheap living. Oh, actually that's 2, but you get my point. Was it the best decision? I can't really tell, but at that time it was the only decision that made the most sense. The paperwork was a nightmare because first of all, you have to apply at the embassy to get an appointment. So you have to wait 1 year to actually get the appointment. After the appointment, you have to wait around like 3 months to actually receive your visa. And then you can come and study in Germany. And that's when you even have good grades, because if you don't, you can't even expect having a decision. You cannot even be received in the German embassy if you don't have the good grades. I did the procedure, and the process of choosing and applying for a university was actually very straightforward because my only criteria was free AI degree in English. So that was actually very easy. There are only 3 schools in the whole of Germany that actually provide that. So it wasn't that difficult to get a school. I applied for those and actually I got an admission. So I took the risk. And came to Germany. Oh boy, the wild run. Actually, don't get me wrong, they are good stuff. For example, they are top-notch degrees here. The chance to work in the biggest companies is one of the best things. And the beauty of Bavaria, I'm actually in the southern part of Germany, which is one of the most beautiful places in the whole of Germany. It might be even in the whole of Europe. So there is definitely good stuff. I might just make a video talking about the good experiences I had here, and that will actually be quite a long video. But I had a few cultural shocks when I came here. The first thing was the winter. I came here in winter and it hit me like a truck. I always thought of snow like this beautiful thing that falls from the sky and you can play with. Yeah, it's beautiful when you're in your room with your heater on and you can look at it through the window. Not when you are outside. It's very cold. I left from 15 degrees in my country where it's that's the coldest part. That's the coldest thing about it. To minus 10 degrees Celsius. Like that's too much. So the winter was actually one of my cultural shocks. And another cultural shock that I might mention here was that almost everyone speaks English, which was very surprising for me because I thought, okay, since you have to know German and this is Germany, most people might be speaking German. And the young people, most of them are speaking English. Even the middle-aged people are speaking English. And from what I heard, only the old ones can't speak English, but I don't interact that much with them, so it doesn't matter that much to me. There are other big shocks that I had, which I can mention in some other video, but these are one of the most important ones. Let's actually talk about my degree, which is the point of this video. When people usually ask me what I'm studying and I tell them, oh, I'm studying AI, the first reaction is, so you're studying ChatGPT. Which is funny coming from people from my country, from my family. But then when it's from a German person, I'm like, I wonder, are you looking at this picture or this picture? What's happening? Like, no, my degree is not ChatGPT science. why not call it that? And jokes aside, let me actually break down what we study. It's just a bunch of math and algorithms. Yes, there's not much difference between it and my previous degree. In fact, we even have joint classes with the computer science students, and the only differences are modules like supervised learning, unsupervised learning, neural network, deep learning, computer vision, and some of these AI niche topics and modules, you might call them. Don't get me wrong, some of these stuff are really fascinating, but from the first to the third semester, it's mainly mathematics. And no, it's not ChatGPT. It would have been better if it was. And also no, we are not building these massive and amazing neural networks, at least not yet. We do have an entire internship semester that is dedicated for students who work in a company on AI, which is what I'm actually looking forward for. Maybe that might be more interesting. But to be honest, the school is very chill compared to what we had back home. The school is very interesting. You are very close to the teachers, which sometimes even scares me. For example, we even have outings with teachers where we sometimes go for bowling or something, which is quite chill, I would say. One thing I also want to mention here is the dropout rate of this degree, which at the beginning of the semester, there were 140 students in my batch compared to the 30 students in the previous batch. And by the second semester, the dropout was half of that number. We were at 70 by the second semester, and by the third semester, which is the one I'm currently doing, we are at 50 students. And I would say the reason why mostly is because people have this idea of what studying AI is, like I did, to be honest. And then you come and you see, oh, it's just a bunch of mathematics, and you don't, especially at the beginning of the degree from the first to the third semester, it's just mathematics, stochastics, you guess it, numerical methods. And people who are even career changers, like at the beginning, we even had like people who were in the medicine who changed to come and study AI, and they just drop out and they go for a degree that's maybe less punishing, like computer science directly. And it is pretty shocking. For example, I was studying software engineering before. That was the specialty I took for my last year when I was studying computer science, and it was very interesting. I really like programming. I love programming. I'm always building some apps and everything. But then when you're doing AI, you are only studying algorithms that are already built, so you are just doing some implementation of those algorithms, which is the most interesting part because the rest is kind of boring. And I think that's actually what brings people to drop out. Life here is very cheap. In fact, I'm able to spend around 550 euros per month, and that's with 300 in rent and 125 euros in health insurance each month. So life is very cheap, I would say. And as the saying goes, good things never come alone. As a self-funding student, I have to work part-time, which is not the interesting part. At first, I thought, oh, since I actually studied computer science in my home country and I have a little bit of experience in programming and all of that, I might just come here and work in the tech industry. Maybe I might get some job in IT or something like that as part-timer. But that's not what happened. Actually, from warehouse jobs to kitchen helper, that's where I find my comfort. But I'm actually starting to even like it. Yeah, I was thinking once maybe I should just switch my degree, but then I remembered, oh, those who actually study warehousing and food technology, whatever you might that degree is, they actually also complain having jobs. So guess the grass is not greener elsewhere. As for my technical growth, I find myself coding ever so often, even though that's not really what my degree focuses on. I always build things and add them on my GitHub, especially because the job market is very competitive. So you actually need to have a very good portfolio with very interesting stuff there, especially if you want to compete with the people here, because trust me, they are very advanced. I might actually make a video talking about the projects that I have on my GitHub and some of my other, I would say, personal endeavors in coding. So yeah, the only downside I see with this degree right now is the fact that just like the bubble that was created by computer science years ago, because 10 to 15 years, people were talking about, oh, studying computer science is the future, everyone should study computer science. And there's been an overflooding of people with computer science degrees, and that is making everyone have a hard time finding a job in computer science. And I think now it will be the same with AI, where everyone is actually studying AI, and in the next years, it might be even more difficult to do something in AI. But hey, who am I to tell? AI might replace all of us for all I know. So let's just do whatever we enjoy. And another downside I might mention is the disconnection between what company wants and what's actually taught in the degrees. So if you look at the job offers, you will see a very, very high disconnection between those two. You all know about the entry position, 5-year experience, and all of that. So it's almost impossible to get all the skills that companies want from the program alone. You actually need to be able to learn on your own, gather some skills around, and from there, maybe you need experience, which I don't know how you will get that. You need experience to get a job, and you need a job to get experience. So it's a paradox. But yeah, that's what is, I would say, the downside. You might see these job offers. They're actually very, very, I would not say they're not achievable, but they are disconnected from what is actually taught and what's been shown in the program. I won't lie, studying in Germany have been a wild ride. It's definitely challenging. It's frustrating, but it's been fun in a different ways that I didn't even expect. And if you're thinking of making this move, the only thing I might say, or the only advice I would say, is keep your expectations low and stay grounded. Like Steve Jobs said, you cannot connect the dots looking forward, you can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the dots are going to connect in a way or another. Thanks again for watching. If you like this video, make sure to click the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'm trying to make a journey on sharing my experience here on YouTube. Thanks again for watching, and let's meet in the next one.